Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today it's the 1991 Roosevelt dime from the United States of America. We have a D here, a P here, and an S here. So let's take a look at them. One of the strangest letter S's that I've seen in quite a while right here for the San Francisco Mint. Just the way that it hit, it kind of lengthened out or flattened out a little bit on the bottom. And so when you look at this one, I'll tip it up a little bit more for you. You'll see how it kind of it tails out a little bit, has a little bit of a 5 look to it because it doesn't quite fill on the top. Now the regular S, like this one from the PCGS website, isn't hugely better, but it's much more proportioned. And so if we look at it right there, you see that kind of much more even through the center. The bottom's a little bit longer, but the top is much more proportional. That's how these dimes usually look. One of the other dimes from PCGS, we'll see that one has an even more of a bulb on it. So many of these S's are going to have this kind of bulb down here or not quite fit. And that's why we call them the big bottom or large bottom S's. It says Liberty in front of Roosevelt, and God we trust under his chin. Way down here there's a J and an S for John Cynic, who was the engraver of this coin. These coins first came out in 1946. The San Francisco Mint, this is a clad coin. It's not a silver coin. And we can see that just really shiny and nice looking. We flip it over onto the back and we see that these bands, sometimes they call it a FT or full torch. Other times they call it an FB or full bands. Either way, what you need to have is all the lines going down the torch this way. And show them to you. And this one's so shiny that it's hard to do. So the line's going down this way. The line's going across at the top with a separation between them. At the bottom with a separation between them. And we kind of got that too. We can see the acorns. We can see the olive branches. So on the back it says United States of America. At the top, one dime at the bottom, E pluribus unum across the center here. At the San Francisco Mint in 1991, they made $2.9 million. This one is worth about $3 because they've already identified 1,500 proof 70s from 1991. If you have 1,500 deep cameo proof 70s, the price is not going to be very high. It's only $20-something for the best coin you can get. $20-something. That seems unfair, doesn't it? But that's kind of how well they did at San Francisco. A proof 69 could be worth $12 to $16. So even if this is a proof 67 or close, it's only going to be worth a few dollars, and it's probably only a proof 65, $3, I'd say. Where else did they make it? Well, they made them at Philadelphia. This is a Philadelphia mint one here, and this is from an uncirculated mint set. But back in 1991, there wasn't any difference. In other words, they didn't put any satin finishes or anything on these, so you can't tell the difference between an uncirculated mint set coin and a regular issue coin unless it's in the packaging still, and this one isn't. Again, it's a clad coin, copper, nickel clad copper. Again, we go on to the back and we see what the best coins from 1991 that were in circulation look like. And look at this. You can't hardly see the bands going down at all. You certainly can't see these cross bands or any separation. You can't see any detail there. You can tell that's an acorn and those are olives. But in 1991 at the Philadelphia Mint, they made $927 million. At the Denver Mint, they made $601 million. So 1.5 billion of these were made, and they just rushed them through. This P is not the greatest P, but it did hit. You know, it is on there. We look at the numbers. We see one of the things that they did pretty well with the 1991s was get the In God We Trust. Now, a lot of times that's where you see them not quite stamped right. Sometimes it's the one over here, but often it's the In God We Trust. And you can remember these from some of our other coins. The In God We Trust kind of fades out like this. Here's a 1991 where it does fade out. Let me see if I got another 1991 where it does fade out. Look at this one. This is what we see a lot in these older dimes. The one and the In God We over here fading out. In the 1991 regular pressing coins, they did a great job on these. So you don't see many fade outs on these. In fact, these ones are actually usually pretty good. So at the Philadelphia Mint, this is one of the 927 million. And at the Denver Mint, which we have here, and this one's a nice one. Again, an uncirculated mint set coin, a little scratchy, but fine. The In God We Trust is just great. All the numbers and letters, that's a great D. Everything looks good. And then you turn it on to the back, and you see that this is one of the better ones you'll ever see. But even so, we don't have the full bands going across here. And even going down, we don't have great bands. And the torch looks not so great. So, what do we got for these? Well, at the Philadelphia Mint, in the highest graded one they ever have had at PCGS is a MS67 full bands. That's worth about $2,100. So if you can just get up to MS67, you're going to be talking in the 2000s. And it for the Denver Mint, the best they've ever had graded at PCGS is an MS66 full bands, and that's worth $2,000. So if you can just get up to full bands and get it at anything over MS65 with the regular coins, you're talking about a huge amount of money. But if you do that with the San Francisco Mint coins, you're not talking about much money at all. And that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd like to have you subscribe to the channel, leave any comments you might have in the comments section.